Yo, what going on? It's your boy Josh, Same Difference Podcast. You know me, you love me, you see me. But you may or may not have seen these other two that I'm going to bring on a little bit later. Tonight, we're going to talk about, does protesting work? There's been a lot of uproar and a lot of protesting going on back home, and a lot of people doing lives, and a lot of faces coming out of the blue because of some circumstances with schools, governments, the utility companies, stuff like that, that is not right. And the people are fed up, basically. So they're coming out, people are coming out of the woodwork, and they're speaking out against, rightfully so, conditions that they don't agree with. So tonight we're going to talk about, does protesting work? Right? And I got my two beautiful co-hosts on. I'm going to bring them on in a little bit. And please listen. I know y'all upset about that festival thing that just come out. I know. We gonna get to it. We might get Nye Favor back on. We know y'all love her too. We might get her back on here, all right? But I don't know yet, cause that one festival thing was a problem, and I don't know. We might talk about that there, and also to the festival committee. We ain't forgetting them. Same difference remembers. You take people money and send it go to Japan. Bomba clad. Send people money, go to Japan, But you sponsoring festival. But whatever. We're gonna be right back with you after we get to these this little commercial that we have, because I got a plate. I love it. We paid for it. All right. Got our two lovely ladies on here. So I'm going to allow you two to introduce yourselves first. Miss Chinell White, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Chinell White, born on the beautiful island of St. Croix. I presently live in Tampa, Florida. I'm an advocate for mental health, self love, and I am a revolutionary. So, when things happen on the island, I am definitely one of those people that will voice my opinion and with no apology.
Yeah, babe, what's up with you? Talk to the people.
Hey y'all, I'm VIB. Nobody really important. I indulge in a lot of different stuff. I like revolutionary politics. I like spiritual health, spirit science, and such. But I live in Georgia, but I'm also from the Virgin Islands, so also like to remain active in the things that's happening in my Virgin Islands community and with my Virgin Islands people, because I'm a Virgin Islands till I die, of course. Y'all can follow me on social media platforms at Vibe with VIB, and that's on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
All right. Hey, yeah, till we die. Big up Hungry Hearts Hustle. He supplied the hat. I appreciate you all. I need to check out the man at Urban Threads in Sunny Isles on St. Croix. So we
Yeah.
support our own over here. All right. Ladies, you say that you're deep into things back home, even though you're abroad. Can you tell us the protest that's been going on? What do you know about it? And how do you feel? What are your thoughts on that? Whoever want to go first.
Chanel?
Okay. I'm one of those people that I'm an action person. So, I'm 42 years old, and most of my life, especially living at St. Croix, we definitely do a lot of talking. We're big on talking at the radio stations. We're big on talking, and we're selective on our outcries. When I saw the little clip with Karen Dickinson, that went, that got the whole energy of the people stirred up. First, I was like, it's crazy because Karen is someone that feeds the homeless. She's been foot on the ground forever. So this is someone that's actually in the community doing stuff for the community. Now, when she said that, that definitely had an effect. Like energy started to get activated, and then of course we saw the young children, because you see the young people is the future, and they're fearless. So they pretty much took it upon themselves, which we're the adults. We should be the one leading, but
Right.
clearly they took it upon themselves and like, you know what? Enough is enough. So I'm out for the marching, but if we don't have any solutions after we march and we cuss and we carry on, what's the sense? So for me, it's like, what's the solution after we done walk up ourselves? If we can just go back to dead energy, then it's a waste of energy.
True. VIB, what you guys say?
Um, I have opinions on protesting. I think is levels to protesting. I think your protesting should escalate according to progress, whether good or bad. Excuse me for saying this, but I am very brutally honest, as you know, Jamali. So I feel like if you peaceful protesting and ain't getting nowhere, you should take bigger action. Because first of all, we've seen time and time again through the years that peaceful protesting don't really get the people nowhere for real. What a government will do, or whoever in charge, or whatever powers that be at the time with whatever protesting involved will do, is what they'll do is find little small bribes to give the people to shut them up temporarily. It doesn't work.
So you well, first let me say what I think protesting is a rung in the ladder, right? Towards progress.
Right,
Me, I think the bottom rung should be a change of mindset in the community, and that goes for anything. You'll hear me say that all the time when we talking about change. First, we need to change our mindsets individually in the community, and then it goes out, right? So protesting is a step. All the issues that we have, it doesn't matter if it's home, America, Ukraine, whatever, all the problems that we have are usually multi tiered issues.
right.
So we can't take one tactic and use
And
that and that's it. We need multi
exactly,
tiered tactics. All right.
exactly.
So let me put that out. I when the George Floyd thing happened and the Black Lives Matter energy was going and everybody was charged up and we were home anyway. I did get out in the streets and I protested then too. After I was done, I immediately said I will never march a fucking again because like what I noticed at those protests were that there was a lot of different little sections and sects. Like I think we hear because Black Lives Matter and they killing us in the street, and there's other people protesting like feminism and abortion, and you know what I'm saying, like the
Right,
energy is split.
right.
I thought we came here because we're on the same page, but even
It
in that
really,
you're not,
right.
right? So I think it works if there's a multi-tiered strategy.
I
So
agree.
I'll say that, right? And VIB, you kept saying peaceful protesting. So it seems like you want another form of protesting that may be a little less peaceful. Talk to me.
We have to be very careful with these social media platforms. But man, I mean, I'm 37 years old and I've seen this thing happen time and time again through the years. Protesting does not work until the people get angry and really start, excuse my language, but fucking shit up. That's just honesty. And, some people
I
may
can't
disagree.
hear. I can't hear.
You can't hear her? Hold on. Chanel, can you hear me? Hold on.
Yeah, I can't hear.
While she trying to fix her audio, Chanel, what are your thoughts on what she was saying?
I can't hear.
You can't hear me either, and I could hear you. That's wild. Oh, So this is one of the things when it goes live. Hey, let's see.
I could hear now.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I couldn't hear before.
VIB, can you say something? I still can't hear her. All right, she gonna come out and try and come back in, I'm assuming. Can you hear me still, Chanel?
Yeah, I could hear you now.
All right. So you heard what she was saying at the time. What are your thoughts?
I didn't hear her.
You didn't hear her at all?
No.
Dang. All right. So she was mentioning peaceful protesting a lot. Peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. It seemed like she wanted to take it another route. What are your thoughts past the peaceful protest?
Well, when we go back into history and we notice that, I mean, because you have to go back in history for some things, right? And have as tools. So when we look back at history, because once you're a Black person, the reality is we're gonna always be at war. This system was not designed for us.
Exactly.
So, so at the end of the day, like we have to think as a collective if we want anything to even matter for us, to benefit us, right? This
Right.
inclusive, yeah, I get it. It sounds good to be inclusive, but the reality is until Black people collectively understand that, listen, when you
It's
win, I
us.
win. It's us against
It's
them.
us.
That's just the
Exactly.
reality. It's us against them. So
Yep.
when we go back into, especially we from the Virgin Islands, right? Because we know our history, right? Our island is small. So we shouldn't have these kind of problems the way we have. It's too small. So when we look back in history, our ancestors burn shit down.
Exactly.
Okay,
My
that's the only way people listen. And let's be real, VIB as a woman, right? When people that listen to you, when you act crazy, it sounds crazy, but you could be nice, calm, whatever. People don't really take you serious until you set that tone and check people
exactly.
and let it understand and listen. You gotta change it. You gotta change your vibration. So our people
Exactly.
right now is on a hamster wheel type of energy, right? So it's
Right.
like the same narrative, the same narrative. You're not getting any change because you're praying for strength, but you need to pray for courage.
Exactly.
Pray for courage. We supposed to be the wisdom for the young people that's fearless. But they're watching us and we have no tools to give them because we scared our damn self.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
peaceful, I don't believe in no peaceful. We're the
Neither
government,
do I.
and until we realize that we're the one in charge, we hire, we could fire. Nothing
Exactly.
is gonna change.
Exactly.
All right. So VIB, you got cut off because we couldn't hear you. So go ahead and
What happened?
finish.
But I think this might be dead. But I have an echo or anything, or I sound
You
good.
good. You
So
good.
Yeah, but I don't remember where we fall off. But yeah, peaceful protesting. I nope,
mm-mm.
nope. And then also for me too, it depends on what you're protesting. Um, when it comes to politics, I don't even think protesting is even worth it unless you have a final plan to overthrow something. I have to be careful with my words, but
That's true because a lot of most people work for the government, so
exactly,
they're stuck. It's like
exactly,
I want to go, but I don't want my face to be seen. So they use people like me and you who vocal, and they
yeah,
will inbox you certain things so you could say. And
exactly.
that's why the island stuck because people don't want to sacrifice their livelihood for the bigger cause.
hmm And everybody have different upbringings, but I was raised in learning to stand for what you believe in, regardless. So me, like I always tell people, for the things I believe, I'm willing to die for it, and it just is what it is. You can't be fearful. Fearing gonna get you nowhere. You have to be willing to go to whatever extreme measures for whatever you believe and for whatever you stand for. Otherwise, you don't really stand
Bound
for
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 anything.
real.
And our ancestors left the blueprint for us.
Exactly.
They left it, they did it. We could have
They
never been
show us
this
what we
free.
need to do to make
Yeah.
shit move.
We would have never been this free if it wasn't for them. Many people died because they knew they would not been able to see what we see. So
Right.
we owe that to these children.
Exactly.
We
So
owe
Exactly.
that.
I
That's a contribution. You're a contributor when you come to this land. There's a
Ex-
price to pay to be here.
Exactly.
let me step in here. Because Chanel, you mentioned, sacrifice and stuff. And I have spoken to others about, I think that a lot of people are unwilling to sacrifice stuff. Even though you're already sacrificing in the situation that you're in, because you pay an exorbitant bills on food, gas, light, water, everything is skyrocketing and you're already doing bad. Most of the people home that I know, they got work and hustle and maybe get a second job
Yeah.
just to survive, right? And those are the locals. And you see that your land is being sold right up from under you. So
And
the
you want me
people
to tell
that
you what
coming
the
in,
first you want me to
well,
tell you what I think one of the first problems is with our Virgin Islands right now? Our people start marketing to each other and selling to each other and giving their money to the colonizers who come in. And a big problem that we have in the black community is black people want to complain about your prices, but they have to understand when you are a small business, you can't get stuff for the price that a large corporation
hello,
could get
yeah,
it
yeah.
for. You have to pay all these tariffs and all these different kind of stuff. So of course your stuff is going to be marked up. But if people collectively make that decision to shop within and amongst each other, a lot of shit could change. A lot of people will get run the hell out of town. Simple as that. Goodbye.
So let's talk about this then, right? As far as the collective, how do we as a people, because that's where it starts, how do we as a people get on one accord? Because that's the biggest issue is the lack of unity. Chanel, go ahead
Simple.
and go first.
This is so
Um,
simple yet difficult.
I
If
think
you
it's
look
all
at,
about. Go ahead, Chanel.
Hold on, Chanel, wait,
I
go
know
Oh,
ahead.
VIB, you
yeah.
passionate like
Go ahead,
me.
Chanel.
You passionate just like me. Because to us it's very simple, but Jamali said, the mindset have to change. But look at this. You see every other group, you know why every other group strive? Because remember, black people pray the most. Nobody can outdo the praying,
I'm
the
telling
church
you.
more than we.
Bueno,
Yet we
Talk to him.
divided. Look at every other group. You know what every other group have that we don't have? They see
unity.
themselves in each other. It's simple.
Exactly.
We have self-hate. It's deep. It's
Exactly.
deep. Because as a small island, we will go to the East End. We will go to the white people place. Okay? And spend our money, act heavy hitters. But when it comes to Chanel small business, why your prices so high? They will bash you
Exactly.
quicker.
Exactly.
And VIB, as a woman, we more rootless towards each other than outsiders. But we will click up if our outsiders disrespect us.
Yeah, but we
It's
don't click up for nothing else, and
dysfunctional.
that's a problem. Listen, that's a listen.
We
I
don't
see
see
it from
ourselves in each other. We is a
exactly.
competition in our community.
You know,
Collectively, we don't see ourselves in each other.
you know what have been one of my biggest struggles in life. I am an empathetic person naturally, so like I don't feel off of people energy, and I could tell if something wrong or if somebody going through something, and naturally I want to help them, but the evil in our community will see a person trying to help you in your dark place, and people will pray and that shit. So it takes it like your empathy start to die down eventually. I am such a isolated person you'll never believe. I don't do a lot of social media and podcasting, but I do not socialize outside of my house like that at all. And that's because I know my spirit and I know that I am vulnerable because of the kind of person I am. But my intention for I am very passionate about my people and my people from home. And that's just me. I don't care. Like me, I
Hold
am
up,
not a
before
person
somebody
that
get
will
upset, before somebody get upset,
yeah.
who is the we, right? Because even the Virgin Islands is a big melting pot. So let's make clear who is the we.
When you say we, well, our people,
Brown people, carbon
we,
people, carbon
we,
children of the
we.
sun.
Okay, because as a black woman, I get more hate from black woman than a white woman. White
Exactly.
woman love me. White woman love my raps. White woman love the big lips.
Exactly.
White
And that's why
woman
I
loves
say now you
everything
have to be
about
so
me, but
careful
black
with
woman will find a
people.
fault.
Especially when you don't vibrate, how you have to be so careful with people. You have to be careful. So me,
But my advice to you, VIB, my advice to you, because I'm an empath as well. And I'm an energy reader. So what I learned on my journey was, because we are needed more than ever, believe it or not.
yeah,
Because this is the planet we on, and this is the spirit we are given, right? We could see beyond regular lens, right? What I had to learn on my journey was I have the power to entertain or not entertain. I could be in any space around anybody, but I know how to set the tone. So I don't that's your choice to like isolate yourself, but I'm not afraid of humans because I shift the atmosphere when I enter the room. I
yeah.
could
And I
entertain
feel
you
you,
or leave you
but
right there.
some people just so draining. I just
Yeah, but that's where you come in, where you cut it off like Wappa. Red
You're
slip, baby.
right.
It's fun watching the two Chanel's vibe. It's a lot
Right.
of fun.
Look, she needs to put on a t-shirt, cut it off like
Like
Wappa.
Wappa, she need to make one.
Trademark that right now before
So
somebody keep it.
I have a video that I'd like to play. First, I'm just gonna ask you a question. Just give me a little yes or no, little light answer, right?
Okay.
So the whole topic is for those who have just entered. Does protesting work? Right? So ladies, yes or no, do you think the George Floyd incident and the protests that came after, did they make a difference?
Partially. That's my response.
Because I have a little extra.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It would have worked if laws was in place after the whole world went crazy. There was no laws change. So the energy that was put in,
Hmm.
everything just died back down.
There was a George Floyd law put in place.
What was the law?
I think it was the George Floyd law. I think that
But
was the
what
name.
I mean,
I'd have to look it up.
we still have police brutality. We
Of
still
course.
have what I'm saying, being a black person in America, especially,
We still have cops committing crimes and
and
doing
getting away
barely
with
any
it.
That's
time
a
for
fact.
Yeah, and getting away with it. And now, you know what's so crazy? Like, I live in America, right? And racism is something that, of course, we don't experience in St. Croix,
right.
right? But it was in St. Croix because the people that oppress you look like you. That's
It's
what
colorism.
was. Because
Colorism.
you expect the white man to be the white man. Their system designed for them. But when you live on a little island, right? And the people oppressing you look just like you.
Right.
When the collective don't see the bigger picture, is
Right.
who left East End, who get his job. We have classism and it's sick because at the end of the day, we have to live amongst each other. At any given minute, your story could be different. The story that you thought was for the ghetto person in Shabbat could come
Hey,
knocking at your door.
True.
at
And
any
you want
given
me for
moment,
Shabbat
a
to come
hurricane could
friend
come
with
through
you.
and everybody could be in a desolate position.
Right.
Exactly.
Any of the locals. That's the key. Any of the locals, because the ones that are visiting and the snowbirds, they're gonna leave.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But
Yep.
I'm gonna play this video, right? It's a minute and a half or so, and then we're gonna talk about it. You ready?
Don't want us to be looked at as rioters or looters. We're protesting passionately. We're passionate people. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
If you don't speak up, then everything's just going to be silent. There's going to be no justice. Exactly. So there has to be justice for all the people that die with this police brutality.
I'm just tired of hearing about black people dying. I'm tired of being afraid just by being stopped by the cops.
What I think needs to be recognized is that this country has a history of enslaving, beating, brutalizing, and killing black people for centuries in this country. So instead of really chastising us and questioning the nature of our protests and the way that we respond to actions, I think it's important to recognize who has set the tone and forced our hand to respond in the way that we have in the same ways that you have with our people for centuries.
I want us to treat Black lives as our own on a daily basis. In the classroom, out of the classroom. I want it in the streets. I want it when somebody is pulled over.
We know that COVID-19 is still happening and that like this really increases the risk that that something might go down. But to see everyone here in support of like my people and the injustices that we face throughout the country every single day of our lives is really moving.
I think our message was clear at first, and then it ended up being clouded. But at the end, our message is still the same. Black Lives Matter.
All right. So I love the unity in that clip. I love the different perspectives and the intersectionality. Right. This was obviously during COVID and after the George Floyd murder. Rest in peace. Condolences to his family. That man didn't deserve to go. So after watching that clip, did it even matter? Did it even make a difference that we did all that? Because the protest did reach the world. Everybody saw it.
Can I say something?
Of course, that's why you're here.
So, first of all, coming from the Virgin Islands, right? We're a different kind of people in terms of
Jamal,
and the police officer. That would have never happened with a police officer and the man neck and everybody standing up. Like the people on that island would have bum rushed that police officer. We don't have that kind of fear. And that's collectively. Like a police officer would have never been able to kill a man in front of so many people. We're not that kind of people. That's number one. So that we would have never had a George Floyd, all of that if it wasn't for because the people there would have, they would have bum rushed the officer. No, number two, what I've noticed, right, living in America is you see the Black Lives Matter. I don't participate in the Black Lives Matter. Because it's run by a white man. And if you look at the history, y'all gonna understand what I'm talking about.
Agreed.
The Democrats prey on these people emotions. They use Black people trauma. They use Black people trauma. They do that in the music. If I notice that rappers use a big
That's big facts. That's big
drug,
facts.
sipping and lean. This is low vibrational. These stuff is for us because if Black people only study the history, they will understand that we were once the ruler of the land. Exactly. So because they don't want us to ever have a memory of who we are, what we are, why we are, we will continue to be on a hamster wheel and they have to continue to use us against us. So that whole Black Lives Matter stuff, I do not put my energy into that because it's a trap.
Right.
It's low vibrational.
I respect the passion of the people that supported Black Lives Matter, but I don't respect the concept or anything behind Black Lives Matter at all. For the same reason that Chinell said.
And the people if I realize the woman, she steals so much money.
Yes, they marketed it. They
marketed
it like crazy. So
now there's a difference than just there's a difference from hailing the organization and just hailing the concept itself. Like we really shouldn't even have to march and say that for real.
Exactly.
That's my point. I mean,
Miguel wants to come on, and if he's serious, I'll send him the link. What do you think, ladies? I'll send him the link and bring him on.
That's the classmate.
Miguel, if you want the link, let me know. But go ahead.
We've been used, and as Black people, until we realize everybody uses us. You see, Black woman, white woman use us. The gay agenda, they use us. They use us in every way, and it's like if we see ourselves as a collective, like you see the gay community, how they get more rights than Black lives?
Exactly.
No, the Black woman aspect, I got to speak on that now. In a sense, has not the Black woman kind of worked to distance themselves from the Black man?
That's true.
I have to say it's been by design now, Jamali.
I agree. No,
Yes.
I agree. It is by design.
But we
It's
voted
always been
it
in play.
too.
It's
So
always
with
been in play.
We
that
voted
being
it in
said,
too.
you asked a question earlier about what it is we need to do as a people to fix this. We need to change. We need to first research our history, stop, pay attention, realize, and change our mindset. If we could change our mindset as a collective, problem is solved. It's that simple. But I'll tell you this. As far as politics goes and us owning the previous being the leaders and rulers of the land before, what a lot of people don't understand about politics, a lot of our people don't understand about politics is we are voting under maritime law, and that's law of the water. So we could have an issue with Democrats and Republicans all we want. At the end of the day, none of them is in the business of doing good for us because politics is based on maritime law, and maritime law is the law of the water. We are the rulers of the land.
Even the Jones Act is a maritime law for real, which impacts imported goods and
Right.
why it costs so much in the Virgin Islands. People, we did a video. P did a video a while back, and
Yeah.
then Miss Gerard respectfully did one after. You know what I'm saying? Like it's true what she's saying. It is true.
Deep. But you know, our people, we so wrapped up in, oh, well, I ain't voting for Biden and I ain't voting for Trump. We shouldn't be standing in these political lines. We should be trying to exclude ourselves from these politicians and what they got going on and govern ourselves. And that's our biggest problem. We can't unite, so we can't govern ourselves.
So
You
I'm
can't
gonna
make this
be
up.
honest. I was a part of the old Democrat or Republican, and I was one of those who was like, no, it ain't the same and this and that. I've since come to myself and learned that it really isn't a party that runs the government. It's
Exactly.
lobbyists, it's
Corporation.
super PACs, it's corporations, it's money. So if you ain't coming to me talking about getting a black super PAC, or you know what I'm saying, like lobbyists for our straight agenda, just ours alone.
It's
Notice
true.
how that ours alone,
It's true.
not no intersectional, not no.
And that's not racist, black people. We cannot be racist because
We
we
don't have the
don't
power because
control
we have never had
anything.
the power to oppress a people. So how can we be
Exactly.
racist?
So that's
We
the first thing we have to stop
we
saying.
can't
Like
be
we
racist.
think when we together, oh, I don't want to be racist. You cannot be racist.
You can't.
You don't
So
have any
when
money
we
and
say things
power.
like black and stuff, what about our Carib, Taino, Afro, Latino? What about them? Are they included?
Those are people.
At the end of the day, we have to, it's going to be levels to, we have so much going on in our community, but we have to have some type of like starter kit. And then we could, like school. But
I'm
we
gonna touch on that.
diamond.
I'm gonna touch on that because there's a whole blueprint already out there enacted in every other culture. But I'm gonna go on that. Lachelle Libert says protesting doesn't change anything. I think, however, if we unite as a people and decide to overthrow these damn corporations that's
Exactly.
doing business on the land, especially if they took oaths to deal with the people upright. Remember, the United States and police department are corporations.
Exactly.
Correct. Now, back to what you said, right? Here's the thing, and here's the reason why we can't fight nothing, because there are literally blueprints in every other race, every other culture of how to make this thing work. It doesn't matter who's in office, right? If you notice, they don't go after Chinese people for their votes and stuff because the Chinese people
They
are
don't
an
vote.
entity unto themselves.
Exactly. They don't vote.
They police themselves. They have their own banks. They have their own schools. They have their own, and then they come into whose community?
Exactly.
Ours. And that's where they get the money to put in the banks and the schools and it. So
And they don't come to our places. If you notice with the Chinese,
exactly,
they
they do
do
not.
not.
They do not. But guess what? It's not just them. We'll invite everybody else
Yes.
in the sense of we'll invite every other community in because we're so accepting and this, that, and the third. And then they milk us dry. And they take the
Take
money
for
right out of the
example,
community
Vanessa.
and it stays in theirs. And what do we do with ours? We give it away.
Take for example, Venza. Lucia. Do y'all know? Okay, my mother's from St. Lucia. Do y'all know Venza went into St. Lucia years ago, probably before we were born, and the St. Lucian government demand these people to fix the roads, build good schools for the children and such, provide school transportation and such. We let Venza come in, poison up our people, give them cancer, and make them sign friggin' contract to say we can't sue if they get contract in X amount of years after they leave.
And give them tax cuts
Hello?
for the privilege.
Yeah,
So
because
But
stop
that goes
letting
back to
them
the
pay us.
government. But that
that's
goes
not
back
enough
to the
for that.
government. We have
That's
to
true.
blame our government.
But it's the people that has more
But
power
the
than the
people is the
government, and we
government.
don't take it.
The people is the government. We're the one that hire. We should be able to fire. But we don't have that mindset. If we're the one that put these people in charge.
Man,
So how all of us have like 7
let's show
people
about to start a whole
running
thing in here
us?
now.
Let me point out to y'all for a
Go
second
ahead.
that right now in Africa, the people are overthrowing the colonizers, kicking their ass out, telling them they cannot mine the uranium no more. Their uranium provides light for light bulbs damn near to half the countries around the world. So a major blackout is about to happen, but everybody's sleeping right now. But
I feel some type of way that they were even able to colonize Africa where 90 something percent of the people were of the same. But
it's
let's
the
not go there.
mind.
So Lachelle Bolton, that's the problem. Our mindset. We need to change our mindset. That's where it starts.
stop taking bribes from these people and stick together.
Lachelle Liebert says the reason why is because Chinese, Japanese, Italian, etc. are nationals. Why aren't we nationals? Do you know why?
Because we're not educated.
Chinell, what do you say, Chinell White?
Actually, I don't know. I don't know.
So it's
Like
not
it's a
because we were
possibility why,
separated
but
from our nations, our country, our continent by design.
say that again, sorry.
The reasons we're not nationals, right, is because we were separated from our nation, our countries, our continents. Now we have to go back and pay white people on ancestry.com to find out where they took us from.
But then wait, I
No,
have
we don't
something to
even know
say.
if the information they're giving us on ancestry
Is
is
correct.
Okay, I have something to say. The
Hmm.
only species on this planet that's natural to the sun is black people.
Mm,
So I do not participate in we only been one place. This whole planet is ours, if you ask me.
mm.
No matter where you go on this planet, you will find us. A black woman can make anybody. She can make a Chinese, whatever group that the society have, a black woman have made one of those people. So if you ask me, this whole planet was ours, is ours, and we're national to the whole planet because we are natural to the planet. And that's just the facts.
It's true. And the thing
We're the
is
only one who
we're
made the
all
sun.
one,
The
really.
sun is
Like
life.
even my biology teacher in college had she basically, which everybody should have known by this time, that the human race originated from one place in Africa from a woman, the original Eve, right? And if you had seen, if hey, it was so sweet because everybody in the class went silent, and I just sat back like, like y'all don't know this,
was like that.
y'all don't know that we all originated from one place, one African woman. Like y'all don't know the cradle of civilization is Africa, really?
But not even that, like just being a black person and you're the only one could be in the sun.
Without getting skin cancer?
You know, like the sun love us. So it's like
Because we
that should be
accepted
understand. You
the
don't even need a
misnomers.
degree.
Lachelle Liebert says because we accepted the misnomers that they placed on us, like black, colored, Negro, etc. That's because we had to, though. We didn't know. They separated us. They severed those ties, literally. There's a reason why I'm a black Afro-Caribbean person, and my last name is Douglas, which originates from Scottish Irish. I'm not white. There's a reason why I don't know where I'm from because my name come from MacDougall. Do I look like a MacDougall?
True.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we're at a different lifetime. There's been so many experiences, and it's like we still stuck on one narrative. So at what point with all this information are we going to evolve? With everything that we know, right? And create a new story.
I think the problem is that the brainwashing works so well that they no longer have to do it like we do it to ourselves.
Exactly. We
Like even in
participate.
the family units, we don't get along. You know
We
what I'm
don't get
saying?
around. We don't.
So how do we get that back? Because me personally, my daughters don't never have to leave ever.
That's how
Me,
I don't want my children to leave.
but me,
You can stay
18, my mother was,
as you being a
yo, you a man.
society.
But then you look at those other communities, there's 5 generations living in the same place. They start the business with a little van, and next thing is a shop. Next thing is
and then it's 5 friggin' stores.
and they all own them, and then they buying land.
But look, let's go to St. Croix Island.
Uh-huh.
Let's diagnose our island, right? Let's diagnose how our people think. We have St. Croix. We have the East against the West. Let me just say, Ala, we come from East. We're gonna have this black against that black. Let me just put in a family. We have the bougie family and the ghetto family. We love division. We have the Arab them that come, they work together and they make money after a week. They look at we like we retarded. Because they come from a whole other country and they make it make sense.
When
so
I was
it's us.
When I was a child growing up, it didn't have no Arab shops like that in St. Croix. They used to come through the neighborhood and sell church dress in the trunk of their car.
Yes.
Oh, they own everything.
But that's how they got the shops, though. They started there, and they came through, and everybody was cool, and everybody's my friend, my friend.
Let me tell you something about the Western Wall compared to the Eastern Wall. The black people from our side of the wall are too prideful.
Two different kind of humans.
Africans will go out in them streets and hustle and build a thing and they don't care and they don't get rich.
Me
But
like,
it's the same thing. It's the same
Michael
thing,
Arroyo says, I remember Carlos started a van. Me gonna lie, I had a couple van fits. Me gonna lie too.
Yes.
But it's the same thing like being a black person. People from Dung Island is different than people from our island. Let's be real. They have more hustle game than because we so Americanized and things are given to us. They have to like get shit done. You can't outwork somebody from a different island than us. We Americanized. That's why people that come and it's crazy because St. Thomas, they more
they have a better
business. Yeah, their mindset is different, even though they're the Virgin Islands. We more government, we more like rather work for the government. Where's St. Thomas? They don't work for the government, but they have a lot of businesses. People that look like them have businesses. When you have people with business, but more people with business with the money is people that don't look like us.
Right.
All right. Let's bring it back around, right? Protesting. Does it work? Yes or no?
Not without a solution.
Okay. VIP, what you guys say?
I agree with her. It's levels to it for me.
It seems like we agree that it's a mindset issue.
Yeah.
How do we bring it back to where our mindset changes? Because if that's the biggest issue, that's also the toughest issue. How do we do it?
Seeing ourselves in each other. Thinking of the next generation. As elders, we have a responsibility. The same with our grandparents and their grandparents. They knew they would have never see what we see. But they did what they had to do and paved the way for us. We have a responsibility for them. This is not free.
Yep.
If you are a black person, your freedom is not free. It's a price to be paid on the land. You have to contribute.
Yep. I agree. And
so praying without courage is senseless. So we like to say, just pray. Where's the courage?
I also think that one of the biggest steps that we could start with people of our generation who have children is to start with the change within our household itself. So we develop these values in our children. So when they go out there, they have these values to pass along, whether it be amongst their friends or their peers or whoever they come in contact with when they start dating, having kids, and such. And just like how bad energy could be picked up, good vibes could be picked up too. So if you're putting good vibes out there, it will get around. It could get around.
If we do that, right, it would require some sort of exclusion because right now we're too inclusive. Is that something that we should do? Because that's what those other
We have to
cultures
start
do.
there. We have to start there. We get too much issues going on to add in. We got a lot going on, so Black people have to really have the mindset like, listen, we need to focus on loving us first.
Um,
First.
we have
First,
to
it got to start with loving ourselves because some Black people don't even like being Black.
exactly.
So before you could come say you loving me, please love yourself first. Then let's start.
Exactly.
Are y'all ready for that type of interaction? Because it requires basically closing ranks, right? So your children, when they come to you with that child of another culture, it's no, we don't do that here. Are
Oh,
y'all ready for that? Is that racism?
I've already been put in the atmosphere since my children was little diaper babies. Well, not necessarily diaper babies, but if you understand what I'm saying, where they were old enough to understand. I don't teach my children a lot of folly. We don't indulge in the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus. So I teach them the real, because when they go out there, is the real.
Exactly. They're a Black person. Black person need it. Black people need their own handbook, the reality. This is why some I don't want to go to the wall, especially we Black people. We have a way of when we make money, we like to isolate. And then when your child has SoCal went to the best of the best school, only around white people go in the real world, you Black baby. You're a Black person. I don't care what Harvard you went to. When a police pull you over, he see you just like he see the thug over there.
Exactly.
So listen, stop the bullshit. At this point, we gotta come to terms with reality. We have work to do. Every other group understand to build a nation. It's a race. We as human beings is in a race. Why are we even in a race? So if the system is designed for us to be in a race, we gotta play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And we need players with
And
this, yeah, and this. They need hats. Because some people get this here, but they have no hat. They cowards.
Jamali, we live in Georgia, and you know the story of Kendrick, the high school student who did fine role. So, I've always told my children things, but after that, like, I have been very stern about it. Like, you really have to be careful. And it's really sucks that it have to be this way. But at the end of the day, we have to look out for us and ours first and foremost, because that's what everybody else doing. They're looking out for theirs. And
And
then
let me say something.
All right.
One thing I could tell you about white people, a white person, 'cause I work where I work is more white people, and they love and respect me because I am a strong Black woman who love being Black. I wear my wraps to work. I don't let people know I'm from the islands. And when I tell you, white people, they love that. They don't see it as something strange. That's why I always tell people be real and be true, because people respect them more than somebody who try and fit in, you know.
Don't. That's a topic for another day. That strong Black woman thing and how white people see you, because there's a difference between them acknowledging and respecting and them fetishizing you. So I don't want to get into that. That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? Like if we have a meeting or something, Chinell have something to say. I don't watch my other co-workers and they're scared. But Chinell is fearless. Chinell gonna
Trust
take
me,
what
them
you gonna say.
conversations they be having that you ain't included in is not so nice.
No, but that's okay because I don't need to care who like me or who don't like me,
Mm-hmm.
but you can respect me.
That's what's up.
That's what I really want to know.
I feel that.
You gonna respect me. Cause we the power pants on the same. Your check probably bigger than mine, but listen, baby. We are puppets here working for people. We get our own business. So you can't flex on me, white lady.
All right. All right. Do you have any words of wisdom? We're gonna go ahead and end off on here, and the guests always go first. So we're gonna start with you, Miss Chinell White. Do you have words of wisdom? Any last words for the people?
Yes. Dear Black people,
Mm.
there comes a time when we have to remember who we are, what we are, why we are, and where we are. This hamster wheel, this same story over and over, wheel bend story end. We owe something to our children. Okay? We were given opportunities that our ancestors was not given. We have a duty and a responsibility, and it's time that we stand up and we stand true and stand firm and change the narrative. Nothing is going to change if we continue to do the same thing. Dear Black people, the old story is boring. Nobody have time. I'm not participating in the nonsense. Marching, singing scriptures. When it's time, y'all gonna put foot on the ground and change the story so that way our children don't have to go to school and be in with no AC and no internet, and yet y'all want them to be the future. They're gonna take care of we and they stressed out. That's the baton we passing. Dear Black people, stop being tired of being tired and complaining. Nobody get time. Y'all boring, so retarded, and nobody have time.
Yeah, babe, you up. Thank you for that, Chanel. That was beautiful. I love that.
Thank you. I didn't get passionate, sorry.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to first and foremost, the topic was does protesting work? So I would like to mention to my Black carbon. I don't like to use the word Black for etymology reasons, but I want to put a message out there in the universe to my carbon people. Please research maritime law. So when you're protesting, you know if your protesting is worth it or not. Please, we need to learn maritime law. Please, that's all I'm asking of y'all tonight. Just please take some time and learn about maritime law and learn about the laws of the land and the moors and stuff as such. And you asked earlier, Jamali, why aren't we nationals? We can become nationals. There's a way to do it right here on US soil, just in case y'all was wondering. So, yeah, if anybody is curious about knowing, I love to share information.
And hit them with your socials one more time so they could find out how to contact you.
Yes, my social media platforms are Vibe with VIB, and that's on Facebook and Instagram, and also on TikTok.
That's what's up. All right, ladies, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciated it. It was a great live, great show. As always, we don't always agree on everything, and that's okay. We're not supposed to. Different minds, different perspectives. What I gathered, though, is that we agreed on it's important that we unify, that we come together, change our mindsets, and that we unite, right? I thought of something a while ago. So you may disagree about who was right between Martin and Malcolm, but what we can agree on was they were committed to their cause and they loved their people. I think they both were right in their own sense. I think where we went wrong was that they parted ways and they were again divided. I think that's what the problem was.
Because I would have liked to have a little piece on that, but
That was the issue, that they parted ways and they separated, and then when you separate, you get followers and then someone else gets followers, and then now y'all arguing against each other instead of focus on who the real enemy is. And I think that's where they went wrong. I think they both were right. Imagine if the people that believed in guns and violence and stuff like that was protecting the places where Martin and them were non-violently protesting. That's more effective than you doing it this way over here, I doing it this way over here. Think about it, people. If we were to come together, everything has a purpose if you use it properly. But,
That's true.
So,
Say
Everything
what?
have a purpose for real if you do it properly.
Hey, the people them that are violent have a purpose. The people that are non-violent have a purpose. But if you bring them
Exactly. No,
together,
it's true.
one could defend the other. But hey,
It's true. No, it's true. Everything have a purpose. Yeah.
can I interject on just the one thing before
I don't turn on the music. Hurry up, hurry up.
Okay, as far as Martin and Malcolm, I think the spirit of Martin took the natural fighting nature out of our people.
That's true too. That's true too.
Oh man, see,
But
that's a
it
whole
still go
other
back to the
topic.
same thing. Everything have a purpose, but yeah, that's our next
That's
time.
a whole other topic for a whole other day. But thank you for coming in, seeing both the Chinell White and VI. I'm Ja, and this is Same Difference. We love you. Mwah. We out.